Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Mutton Chop Piper here. Well, today's video is entitled a recipe you have to try. Now, this video is for everyone, except maybe those that have diabetes. If you're a diabetic, you might not want to watch this video because we're going to be talking about sweetbreads, something that I know that you may not be able to partake in. So I just wanted to warn you about what this video is going to be about. All right, as you know, fall or autumn is my favorite time of year. On October 1st, I get to transition from my summer blends, one of which is Appalachian Berry, into my fall or autumn blends. Those blends are light English blends, one of those being early morning pipe. Something else I get to do is I get to bake bread. Now there's two breads that I bake to usher in the autumn season. The first one is pumpkin bread. Now, when we were in the Marine Corps, a neighbor of ours gave us the recipe. And we've made pumpkin bread for the last 30 years. The recipe that's in front of you now is the other type of bread I make. It's called Beorn's honey cake. And if you don't know who Beorn is, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. Beorn is a character in the Lord of the Rings. He's a berserker. What that means is that he can change his shape into a bear anytime he wants. But in human form, he has this huge, sprawling farm. It has a lot of outbuildings and animals and bees, and he harvests honey from those bees, and he creates a cake out of the honey. Someone somewhere created this recipe, and they thought it closely. They thought that this might be what Beorn's honey cake might taste like. So in front of you, you'll see the ingredients. And I want to draw your attention to a couple of them. The last two. I have never seen these two ingredients in any other recipe in my life. One of them is 1 cup of brewed coffee cooled. The second is a half cup of orange juice. But let me tell you, without those ingredients, this recipe would be worthless. All right, let's transition into the directions. Okay, it makes 2 loaves. And I want to draw your attention to 2 items, 2 things that I have changed in the recipe. You may have already found this recipe and use it, but I have changed 2 of the items because of things that have happened in the past to me cooking this bread or baking this bread. First thing I want to draw your attention to is the last part here. It says, pour the batter into into this part here. Let's back up a paragraph. Spray 2 9x5 bread loaf pans with non-stick cooking spray. Or you can do what I do, line the bread loaf pan with baking parchment paper. Now, the reason I do that is because I find that sometimes when I use that cooking spray, because the bread takes so long to bake, sometimes it burns the bottom of the loaf. Sometimes so bad that all you taste is that burnt taste. So I found that using the parchment paper, it doesn't stick to the pan and it doesn't burn the bottom of the bread. The next part I want to show you is down in this section here. It says, after about 30 minutes, cover the top with foil in a dome shape to prevent the top from burning. I have found that sometimes, again, because it takes so long for that bread to to bake that the top gets burnt. And you can either slice the top of that bread off, but if it's burnt too bad, you'll have to throw it away. So I use the foil to protect the top from burning. So let me explain to you a reason why I love this bread so much. This bread, if you drink coffee, this bread absolutely goes perfect with coffee because it has coffee in it. So let me set the scene. It's the middle of October. You get up on an early Saturday morning. You go out on your deck or your porch or wherever you enjoy smoking your pipe. Before you go out on the porch, you draw yourself a cup of coffee, slice off a portion of honey cake, fill your pipe with your favorite tobacco, and you head outside to the porch. You sit down, you light your pipe, you break off a little bit of that honey cake and put it in your mouth, drink a sip of coffee, and continue to smoke. Let me tell you guys, for me at least, this is as close to a perfect day or a perfect morning as I can get. Eating this honey cake with a cup of coffee and a pipe full of my favorite tobacco, it's mind-blowing. It's unbelievable how relaxing and how enjoyable this is. So if you don't do anything else, you owe it to yourself to at least try this recipe and see if you like it. If you don't, cut it up and give it to friends or family. It's easy as that. But I have a feeling that you're going to like it just as much as I do. Now, I want to show you the bread that I made. There it is. Now, as you can see, it's really dark. The orange juice gives it just a little bit of a spice, or a little bit of a tang, and the coffee gives it that aged, deep, hearty taste. But it's not unpleasant. With all the sweet sugar and brown sugar and honey, it is just, the combination is unreal. It really is. It's just absolutely fantastic. What was that? You want to smell it? Sure. There you go. Take a whiff. What'd you think? Yeah, buddy, it's good. It is absolutely wonderful. So there it is. Beorn's honey cake. All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping and happy eating.